Today I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about some of my favorite supplies for junk journaling. So if you are totally new to this and you don't know where to start, what to invest in first, this is going to be the video for you. So the number one thing that I'm super glad that I bought for my junk journal was this Canon selfie printer. I print all of my photos that go into my journal here. It's super easy. I use Canva for resizing and for doing different layouts because this prints on a 4x6 sheet of paper, of photo paper, and so with Canva I can use that 4x6 in different ways. So I can print 2 3x4s or smaller, or 1 3x5, I guess, if I wanted to. I've never done that, but I could. So yeah, I did a lot of research when I was looking into this on different printers. The selfie had the best reviews, and I would say so far that it has definitely lived up to that for me. I love this thing. If it were to die today, I would buy another one tomorrow because it is just that good and easy to use, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Highly recommend. So that's my number one for photos. If you don't want to buy a photo printer or you don't have access to one, however you can get your hands on photos is going to work. I mean, photos really is my number one supply that I love to use. This is just the thing that helps me the most get there. After that, I would say any type of adhesive, and what the type of adhesive that you like might be different from the types that I like, and that's fine. I have several that I use that I thought I'd bring out. So here, let me get them all out. Okay, so the one I use the most is going to be this Tombow Permanent Adhesive Tape Roller. You buy this piece with a refill, and then as these empty, you can buy just this piece to refill it. It is not the most environmentally friendly thing, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of plastic waste involved here, but it is the handiest. It doesn't like bleed through things or wrinkle things. It can rip things if you're using like a really old vintage paper or something like that, but for the most part, this is just my number one. It's so easy. It's really fast. It works on almost anything. It's the most versatile. I also use glue sticks sometimes if something is really thick or has a lot of think like a paper doily, so a lot of real intricate pieces. I'll use a glue stick to stick it down. I've been using this Oohoo, is that how you say it? Stick? This one's good. I find that things, once they're stuck, they're stuck. It's very strong, but you also have to be careful not to go overboard because it can very easily get things lumpy and wrinkly, which is not my favorite, but as long as you're careful, this is great. Regular Scotch tape. I use the magic tape because when it sticks down on paper, it like disappears, and so it's not the glossy kind. I don't know if anyone else cares about that, but I actually use this more than you would think. And then these are double-sided tapes, 2 different ones. This one's my favorite. This one I got when I was in a pinch, but I like to use this for when I'm making pockets because it is just a little bit stronger than this when you are like tugging on something. So as you're sliding things in and out of pockets, I like this better. This is, I don't know what brand it is. I just bought it at Hobby Lobby, but it's nice and strong and thick. Not wide, but like robust, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then staplers. I use staplers a lot to reinforce things, especially like with some cardstock stickers from various scrapbook brands. They aren't always the stickiest, so I'll use a stapler to reinforce it, or photos or whatever. So I have a regular size stapler here, and this is the Tim Holtz like mini. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the mini stapler. This is unnecessary. I actually got this before I got this. Probably wouldn't have gotten this had I had just a regular stapler beforehand, but it doesn't really matter. They both have their uses. They both have a different reach, as you can see. This one can go a lot deeper on a page than this one, but this one can get into smaller spaces than this one can, so that's cool to have both, I suppose. So those are the options that I have for just basic adhesives, but also I use a lot of washi tape. And the brand MT is my favorite. These are all from These three are from their William Morris line, and I love them. They're super wide, so they're really good for tipping things in. They're very sticky, and they last. They don't come up after you put them down. This is also an MT brand. This is an MT brand. I've used other brands that are fine, but these are far and away the best brand. It's the stickiest and most reliable. It does have, I don't know, I would say the palettes are a little bit limited. Like these are really good ones for what I like, but they've got a lot more like geometric, abstract stuff too. So, I mean, there are lots of options out there. So play around, you know, find what you like, find what works for you. If you are tipping things in a lot with tape, you're going to want something stronger. But if you're not, then something that's less sticky might work better for you. So just find out what you like and what works for your purposes. A good pair of scissors, obviously, is a must. And then I really like using printable linens in my journal. I got a lot from Johanna Clough, from Willow Bound Journals, from, I can't remember all of the makers now. I should have looked this up beforehand. I could link several below that's what I'll do. I'll go back and find out where I bought them from and link them below so you guys can go and explore them. But there's lots. These ones are actually like ribbon trims from my own shop. But these are really nice for, one, just decorating a page, but also if you don't want to do a lot of journaling, you can just write a little bit on a linen and it helps provide a workable limit for you so that you don't have to feel like you're not doing enough because the whole linen's filled out, so you're done. But those are really nice. And in the same vein, I also really like to use labels and journal cards, both for the same concept. So a label is much smaller, obviously, and it limits your writing in a good way, or it just helps you annotate in a small way that makes you feel like you've completed the page, but you don't need to add a whole bunch. So I've got a ton here. These are like name tags. These I think were from like Michael's or something. These are printable online that I can link. They're for free. You just have to size them yourself. These are from like a sticker pack. This is a vintage mailing label. Chalkboard labels from like Hobby Lobby. There's all kinds of them in here. These are just from Amazon. Some of them are like Tim Holtz packages. These are super cute ones with little decorative images on them. But they're just really nice for adding, like I said, a small place to journal, or just even using for just decoration. Just to like fill in an empty space or a little gap or something. And then I also like to use journal cards for the same reason. It's just a little bit more space. This is the new Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove journal card pack. I haven't used any of these yet, but they're very cute. So there's just a small space on each of these to journal, and you can tuck them into pockets. You can back photos with them, so you have a photo on one side and then you're writing on the other side. They're just really easy to use. These are from like a cut apart sheet. You can get them from cut apart sheets, or like when you buy a whole pack of paper, there's often cut apart sheets as a part of that. These are just like index cards, dividers. You can get ones that are both blank and ones that have, this is just the first one, they don't all have the branding stuff on them, but blank, or like letters, numbers, etc. Even just an index card. These are just some vintage ones that I bought at like an estate sale or something, but they work really well for the same purpose. You just fill out a little bit of journaling in a small controlled space if you're overwhelmed, or if you just don't have that much to say, that's fine. Put it on a card, and it adds an interactive element. If you're tucking it into something, it looks nice. It's great. It's really easy to use. So highly recommend those two. Let's see. Then the last couple of things would be children's books. I buy a copy of this book whenever I come across it. It is my favorite. It has the sweetest illustrations. I love it so much. So there's that one that I like. I also like Dick and Jane style vintage readers. There's like an Alice and Jerry version too. I really like using those. This is a workbook from a Dick and Jane style thing. It's not like actually Dick and Jane, but the same vibe. love using that. Or there's like, this is a Mother Goose book with some really neat illustrations in it. And then this is just another like a vintage storybook, excuse me. So whatever you like in terms of illustration style, look for children's books that will echo that. Because then you can use them as foundation pages if they're large enough. You can use them as pockets. You can fussy cut pieces out of them to use as embellishments. You can do all kinds of things with them. So they're really easy to use. They're really fun to use. They look really nice in your journal. I love, love, love them. And then finally, stickers. Again, look for ones that you like. I really like a lot of these like word phrase stickers. I have a whole bunch of the Tim Holtz books. And then you can find like little other ones of from different brands and stuff. I love these. These ones are like definitions of words and stuff, or little phrases. They're really easy to use. They fill in space really nicely, or you can put them like on a photo. I like the Maggie Holmes books. Oh, there's another one of those couple sets of the word phrase ones. I have a holiday set too of tiny words phrases in my shop for like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas that I used in last year's Christmas journal. I really liked. So that was fun. I like ones that have like these have more phrases on them. They have their own little labels. They have kind of like fill-in spaces, or just really versatile decorative elements. So like flowers, houses, things that can be used pretty much anywhere. But stickers are just a really nice, easy way. There's more of those. Easy way to add something to a page to make it feel a little more finished, a little prettier, a little more you. Or to fill in space if you don't have enough like photos of ephemera or something, and you feel like something's missing, add some stickers. I don't have any examples out here with me, but the other thing I would say, I'm going to pretend that this is, I just found it on my desk, is just be on the lookout in your everyday life for your own personal ephemera. So this is just like a little Smokey the Bear thing. But tickets, receipts, playbills, passes, wristbands, whatever you come across in your daily life, save it and see if you can use it to illustrate the story that you're going to tell later in your journal. And it will mean a lot more down the road than even necessarily if you're just like, well, this is just the wristband to a carnival or whatever. That's great. But when you're 85, you'll remember more clearly that event, and that wristband from a carnival that you took your kid to when they were 5 is going to mean a lot more to you and to your child or your friends or whoever was part of that experience for you. So that is my basic suggestions. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and if you have any additions to make. If you've been at this for a while and you are like, you missed this, let me know, share, so that everybody can get in on that. Thanks guys, I'll see you in my next video.